So the hummingbird activity here is usually pretty good, but I don't know, just in this last couple weeks, it has been off of the chain right outside of our kitchen window. And I have gone out there and sat 18 to 24 inches from the feeder and taken pictures. They'll get used to whoever's sitting out there, and then after a few minutes they start coming in. But I thought I'd get a shot from a little bit farther back right here to give you an idea of just how absolutely crazy this feeder gets. Right before a storm or as evening is approaching, right now we're headed, the sun is setting. We're still probably about 40 minutes away from sunset and getting dark. They will finish draining this. We go through a full feeder at least once a day. I should buy stock in a sugar factory or something, cane sugar production facility, because I'm telling you what, and it looks like there are 2 wasps down there giving them fits. But that's just crazy. I'm afraid one will come through the window here, so I have to keep an eye out here. I remember one time being on a hike up in the Appalachian Mountains, and as I walked, I found a hummingbird laying on the ground, and it was breathing. It was alive. I picked it up, and we did the best we could to kind of take care of it and nurture it, and we carried it back and gave it to the ranger station. And I don't know what or if they did anything with it, were able to save it or not. But holding these things, they just are tiny, tiny, tiny. And the weight is, they weigh like a 1/4 ounce, unbelievably light. I just remember having it in the palm of my hand and thinking how amazing of a creature it is, for God to create something like this that is just, stunningly beautiful. And the mobility is, just crazy. And 0 to 60 in like, a 1/10 of a second, or something crazy fast like that. Just wow. Anyway, I have no idea. We've got some sitting in the fig tree right here to the right of us, literally waiting for opportunity to get to the feeder, while the rest of these guys are out here duking it out, holding down 5 feed stations on there, keeping it busy. Of course, one being occupied by a wasp that goes from one to the next to the next. But this is normal daily life right here. We got hooked on taking care of and looking out for hummingbirds. I didn't realize until recent research that there are about 8 or 10 different species of hummingbirds. Most of the, a lot of different colors and varieties on the west coast of the United States. Only a couple here on the east coast that are common, the ruby-throated being the primary one. But these guys live between 9 and 11 years and always return to the same place every year. They migrate south in the winter and they come back in the spring. And they come back to the same place. They come back to the same flowers, same feeders, same so on and so forth. So it's possible, if you are diligent every year and having your feeders out when they come in, to get a couple of them that start there, and then over time literally building a colony. And we began this year with almost nothing here, and we've been doing hummingbirds for years, and we couldn't understand why they didn't show up. And I think it was, the weather was a little crazy, and we had a cold spell that was extra cold, and we were afraid that a bunch of the colony had been set back, maybe had gotten here early and then died in the cold. But then midsummer, they started coming in, and we'd be walking through the yard. We didn't have feeders out because we had given up. The feeders were getting full of mold because they weren't eating it fast enough. And all of a sudden, so we took the feeders down. And then I was walking across the yard early summer, and one came buzzing by me, and I knew immediately. I said, "Honey, we got to get the feeders out." And so we put the feeders out, and within a few days we had 3, 4, 5, and then 10, and then now it looks like we got 15 or 20 that are hanging out here every day. So fun times. Just amazing. About need an air traffic controller out here. I don't know if you can hear them, but you can hear them chirping, carrying on. So I thought I'd share that right quick. From the kitchen window, I'm literally standing at the sink looking out, and our feeder is right there just outside the window.